Hi, I'm Charlotte from Charlotte So Natural here in Newton, Kansas, and we have a Shop Hop special going for the next couple of weeks through October 14th, and I just wanted to share with you how you use the Block Lock Flying Goose ruler. Our block patterns use 2x4 that we're selling kits for blocks here. So that's the 2x4, and the flying geese rulers come in different sizes. They're not multi-size. So they come in 2x4, they come in 2.5 by 5.5. They come in all kinds of different sizes, but I'm going to feature today the 3x6 because it's a little bit bigger and you can see a little bit better. And we're giving away a free pattern all during Shop Hop. So this is a pattern for a quilt, and it is made just with 3x6 flying geese. So let me show you how that's done. Here I've done just 2 rows of it to show you, and it's a table runner. And since we're here in the Christmas room, we have lots of Christmas fabrics. This would be a fun one to put on a cookie exchange table, or to, if you have your grandkids coming over to do cookies. But I wanted you to see the diagram of this. This is just a flying goose here going that direction, a flying goose going this way, and a square in between. So basically you're making for every row, whether you're doing the quilt or just a table runner, you're doing so many flying geese and cutting squares. And the squares match the flying geese, so we're making a 3x6 finish, so it will trim to 3.5 by 6.5. So I have 3.5-inch squares. So that is basically the project I'm working on, so you have some reference there. But let me show you how this works. Every ruler from Block Lock comes with instructions in it. It also has a color sheet that shows the no waste method, and that's the method I like the best. And so I have added that to my pattern here. So it says the pattern is somebody else's pattern, and I am instead of cutting exactly what they're saying, I'm saying to cut over here so that you can do the flying goose block lock method, no waste. So let me show you how that is. So there's a chart that comes with this, and basically this is the diagram. So we're going to cut one large square, and that is the geese. That is the goose here. And we're going to cut 4 small squares, and those are the background. So we're going to take those squares, and we are going to use a really handy dandy tool that is exactly a half inch wide, to mark our stitching lines, because it's pretty important with this ruler that you have a true 1/4 inch seam allowance in here. So you could draw a line down the center, corner to corner, and stitch a 1/4 inch from each side, but this is actually more accurate, and you get a better 1/4 inch here to use as your guide with the ruler. The ruler has a groove in it, and that groove, there are 2 grooves, and that groove is going to lock onto that seam allowance. So it is locked right on there, which makes it handy dandy exacto, which is what we want. So we're going to mark all of our squares. We're going to set them on the opposite corners and stitch. So you can see that has been stitched, right sides together. So we laid those on there, stitched them. Once they're stitched, we'll cut them apart. And when you cut them apart, you have 2 of them like this, and you press those open. So now I have that, and I'm going to take another square that is marked, and I'll have 2 of these. So I'll lay those on there, and I will stitch on my marked lines again. And then I will cut that down the middle, and I will get, from this unit, I will get 2 geese, and from the other one I'll get 2 others. So here are my 2 raw geese units, and those now I'm going to use with, and I'm going to put it up here because this is pretty handy dandy to have this little rotary thing. So I locked that on there, and you can see this is pretty much a no waste method. There is a little bit, can you see that real well? There is a little bit to trim away here, so I'm going to have my 1/4 inch here, so I'm not going to lose my point. These are going right into the corner, so I'm not going to lose my corners here You'll see how nicely that sews in. I have the points everywhere. So then you just take your rotary cutter, and I've got this nudged up here. I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut. I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut. I'm going to get a new blade right after this demo. And now I have a perfect flying geese because it has the 1/4 inch seam allowances everywhere here. Then I have cut my 3.5 inch squares, and it matches perfectly, ready to sew together. So the Flying Goose rulers are 20% off for the length of the Central Kansas Quilt Shop Hop. And we hope that you can come in. Those are only on special in the store, not online. Make sure you get your free pattern when you stop in. And we hope that we'll see you sometime in the next 10 days, and have a great time. Thanks.